Rise and shine. It is 6 a.m. and looking really beautiful out there with live cam. We are anticipating more rain this weekend. It might be just what we needed for the start of summer.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Let's get this hour going. Good morning, everybody. It is 6 o'clock on your Tuesday, June 18th.
Happy Tuesday. We are excited about the rain this week. Just hoping that it's not, I was going to say harmful rain or dangerous rain, but you know, our area does need this.
Mike Osterhage is here with the latest on a few overnight sprinkles and then the projections on how much rain we might get around here.
Well, the problem is, and you were saying hopefully not too much, but flooding is going to be a threat, especially the further south you go. That's where the majority of the rain is going to be. So that's what we're going to have to watch out for, but not until tomorrow. Today it's going to be like, what we've had so far this morning. A lot of folks haven't seen anything out there. Couple of damp spots on the streets this morning when I was coming into work. A lot of folks said right on 281 there had been some pretty good showers there. And over by 410 by the airport, it looks like the road, looks like there's a little bit of sheen there on the road. So just watch out for those little damp spots here and there, and even a couple of holes in the clouds. We're going to keep a fair amount of clouds around throughout the day. So this is some of the clutter, and you can see some of these little streamer showers, as we call them, just will all the moisture that's getting pumped on in here from the Gulf of Mexico, and that's about it. It's not amounting to too much of anything, just kind of a gee whiz. You use your wipers real quickly, and that's about the extent of it. Mid 70s on average around the area. The hot spots are Stinson as well as Pleasanton, both at 79 degrees, 72 right now at Bernie, and mold is on the moderate side. Updated count, of course, will come out a little bit later on this morning. As far as the rest of today, we stay in the upper 70s, going to stay pretty steady this morning. There's plenty of humidity out there, of course, and then we'll make it up into the mid 80s at noon. Again, a lot more clouds. Got just enough sunshine yesterday to get us, instead of 95, got up to 99 out there at the airport. We'll stay at 93 later on today. And again, that 20% chance for a little bit of a couple of light little sprinkly showers here and there. All right, when does the tropical rain start to move on in here? How long is it going to last? Who sees how much? All those questions. What's in store? How low are temperatures going to be? Yeah, it's going to be definitely below normal the next couple of days. Details on all that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Getting ready to hit the roads right now. Other than those damp spots, anything going on out there, RJ? All
right, Mike. Yeah, just ongoing construction northeast side of town. And I personally cannot wait for that. Those temperatures to drop right there as we take a look at I-35 at Olympia Parkway, seeing a pretty good backup now for all of our drivers southbound. If you're coming in from the Selma area, the Schertz area, Cibolo area, into anywhere near 35-1604 at the Forum, you are about to run into some pretty heavy delays and backups on the roads right now. Let's go ahead and check in with our photojournalist, Alex Gomez, see how things are looking out there. Alex, I know you were on the northeast side right now, and looks like you're making your way to maybe the west side of town.
Yeah, that's correct, RJ. Right now I'm on the far northwest side. I just left 1604 and I'm going to come down I-10 to head to the west side. Hearing reports of a reported crash near 410 and Culebra. But you know what? Road conditions right now are improving. About 2 hours ago, when I was driving into work, the roads were soaked, especially over there on the east side. Lots of water on the roads, and even I heard from coworkers 281 was pretty bad with puddles. So I am seeing improvement, though. A lot of these roads are drying out pretty quickly, but you know what? The forecast from what Mike is saying, we're not in the clear yet. So just be careful as you head out, and just a heads up that you might need your windshield wipers.
Right.
RJ?
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Alex. Yeah. So this is the spot that Alex is headed to right now. So 410, being reports of 410 southbound right there, Culebra Road. So if you're coming past Bandera, Ingram Road area, just keep that in mind if you're headed out in this area. The other spot that we're seeing right now that's causing some delays right now is going to be on the southwest side, and that will be right here at 410 and Palo Alto Road. Seeing some backup here. There was reports of a stalled vehicle in this area. Of course, we will continue to keep our eyes on the roads for y'all as we make our way through our Tuesday morning. Mark, 70, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. Happening today, a man accused in a horrific murder case is set to go to trial later this morning. Andres Tarnava is accused of shooting and killing his ex-girlfriend Marisol Klingelhofer before dismembering her remains and burning them in barrels. Prosecutors say the brutal murder is a case of retaliation. Tarnava faces life in prison if found guilty. The trial is set to begin around 9 this morning. KSAT will be there, and you can watch the live stream as it unfolds on all of KSAT's streaming platforms.
A mistake in Uvalde County's district maps has led to a shakeup. Laura Perez used to be the trustee for the district's West Zone. She just resigned to accept the board's appointment to the East Zone trustee position. Meanwhile, Annabelle White used to have that job. However, she resigned from the board last month. The switch happened after the county clerk's office found a mistake in its maps, which included Perez's address in the wrong zone. Uvalde's superintendent says the clerk's office thinks the issue goes back to at least 2008. So now that the West Zone trustee job is open, the district hopes to appoint the new member on July 8th. People can apply on the district's website or in person at UCISD's central office.
Staying in Uvalde, we're getting a better idea on how the city's police department is moving forward after the Robb Elementary massacre. Officers are getting new active shooter training. In a Facebook post yesterday, Uvalde PD said the goal is to ensure staff is well prepared and are confident in their roles. In other news this morning, looking ahead, President Biden is planning to announce a sweeping new policy today on U.S. immigration.
As ABC's Lionel Moise tells us, it would protect hundreds of thousands of people who are married to U.S. citizens.
This morning, President Biden is set to announce two major immigration programs. One to protect nearly 500,000 spouses of U.S. citizens from deportation, and another to make it easier for some migrants, including so-called dreamers, to get work visas. That's according to a source familiar with the discussions. The first new policy would apply to undocumented immigrants who have been married to U.S. citizens and have been living in the U.S. for more than 10 years, allowing them to apply for legal permanent residence without leaving the country. Some children would also be protected.
Essentially, this new policy that would be aimed at keeping families together. So a U.S. citizen who's married to an undocumented spouse wouldn't have to be apart from their spouse for a long period of time just to get this legal status that they are already eligible for.
Another new policy, according to two officials, would streamline the process for young undocumented immigrants to apply for work visas.
In order to be eligible for this, you have to have received a higher education degree from an institution here in the United States, and also an employment offer in a field that aligns exactly with that major or degree that you received here.
Biden has been under pressure from immigration advocates after his executive order went into effect last month, strictly limiting asylum requests on the southern border.
Why is this announcement so significant today?
I believe that this could be the administration's way of showing, hey, look, we are very clear-eyed about the fact that we need to restrict asylum, but that we also need to provide legal pathways for migrants, especially those migrants who have been here for many, many years.
Critics claim Biden's policy changes being announced today amount to a mass amnesty program. They could face legal challenges. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
In other morning headlines, today marks 1 year since the deadly Titan sub disaster. The Titan suffered a catastrophic implosion on its way to the wreckage of the Titanic in June of 2023. The submersible's failure to resurface 1 year ago today sparked a massive international search that captured the world's attention for days. All 5 passengers on board the Titan were killed instantly about an hour and 45 minutes into its dive towards the wreckage of Titanic. U.S. Coast Guard says its investigation is still ongoing.
And the Boston Celtics are your new NBA champions. They defeated the Dallas Mavericks in Game 5 last night, 106-88. So the home crowd saw Boston claim its NBA leading 18th championship. Star shooting guard Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP, and the next thing basketball fans have to look forward to is the NBA draft on Wednesday, June 26th.
609, 77 degrees.
Well, after the break, summer camps across San Antonio are off and running. How you can get your kids signed up to keep them active.
And outside with live cam, we've had a few showers overnight, but overall this morning is warm yet again, 77 degrees with some clouds. And if you don't want it to get wet outside, folks, start bringing it in today. Mike's full forecast is coming up.
Welcome back. It's 6:13. Well, San Antonio Parks and Recreation Department is inviting everyone to the world's largest swimming lesson later this week.
The idea is to spread the word that swimming lessons save lives and prevent drownings. The free lesson from ages 4 and up is from 10 a.m. to 11 this Thursday, June 20th. The event will be held at over a dozen local pools, and registration starts an hour before on site.
And are you looking for a way to keep your kids active this summer? Well, the School of Ballet San Antonio is hosting summer camps, and the first has already started. The ballet camp teaches kids the art, language, history, and physical side of the dance. Now, the first summer camp that began yesterday is called Fairy Tale Fun. Coming up later this summer, the school will also have camps for Peter Pan, Epic Villains, and Mike's favorite, the Nutcracker. So kids ages 4 to 10 can participate, and camps are $295 for the week. You can learn more about the camps on our website at KSAT.com.
All right, sounds like a good plan. And we're going to talk to RJ in a minute. Mike, I heard a rumor yesterday, speaking of the Nutcracker. I heard even though several of us are retiring, that you're not retiring from the Nutcracker?
No.
Really?
Yes, actually, this is the earliest that I was contacted and said, still want to do it? And I was like, well, yeah.
What's the date? Do you know the date yet?
It's the opening night, which I think is that first. Oh, hi. Well, I've got a close up here.
Oh, okay, we're all writing it down here.
The first
weekend of
Saturday is the 7th.
Friday.
It's the first Friday.
Okay, that's the 6th.
I believe.
Friday, December 6th.
I'm pretty sure that's it. So.
It's a date.
Right, keep us posted.
I feel guilty because I hadn't seen him in it yet.
Yeah,
I've only heard about
here.
it and seen the pictures.
You can't unsee it. Anyway, no, it is.
I heard that too.
It's so much fun being on stage, but when you can be on stage with people that are that talented,
right?
I mean, it's like I'm starstruck by them all the time. So.
I want to have an open mind going into seeing you in a dress that big.
And by the way, a lot of the dancers, a few of them are the ones that are also teachers in the ballet school there as well.
Very good.
But yeah, I mean, they're just incredible and the nicest people in the world anyway.
I'm glad the show goes on.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. All right, take a look at this picture and you talk about Chamber of Commerce kind of weather. Yes, not that you can feel the heat associated with this picture, but yeah, very, very pretty picture. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect shot. All right, got some broken clouds out there right now, a couple of holes here and there, and we still do have a couple of these little sprinkly showers out there. Not much. Here's some of the clutter, but just a couple of these little spots have been going through town. This is what we're going to be seeing throughout the rest of today, which is what the computer model is indicating through the afternoon. One or two of these little spots here and there, maybe an okay shower, decent shower. That'll be about the extent of it going into tonight. And still, we're not going to be seeing yet. I mean, arguably, this could be the beginnings of that tropical low that's going to be moving on in here. This would be tomorrow morning. And then throughout the course of the morning, in through the afternoon is when we're going to start to see some of those heavier downpours. And notice how they are coming from kind of east or southeast and wrapping around this way because the low is still centered down to the south of us. So it's that big counterclockwise rotation. And this is going to be going in through tomorrow night late and then also early on Thursday. And then this is all going to be getting on out of here. Now we'll still have even a couple leftover showers, I think possible on Friday on top of that. As far as who sees how much rain, lesser amounts to the north, but still, I mean, even though this has been kind of changed a little bit from yesterday to where it's stacked north to south, the heaviest rain down to the south, there's still the opportunity to see some decent rain in portions of the hill country and of course right where the worst drought is as of right now. The majority of this rain is going to be coming in tomorrow. We'll still have, like I said, some of the leftovers on Thursday as well. And then we also have the flood advisories that have already been issued and they go into effect tomorrow all the way through Thursday. So there's going to be that opportunity for some flooding. Here's what's going on with the upper level winds. So the high center is off to the east of us. Clockwise rotation, that's what's taking this easterly wave, as we sometimes refer to it, that low that's going to be moving on in. It stays pretty much to the south of us, but again, we're on the kind of the good side of it to where it throws some of that rain in on top of us. So we'll still have this kind of configuration even going into Thursday. The high is going to start to work its way back in here. We do heat up a little bit more. And then the center of the high by late next week is going to shift back off to the east. And that then is going to at least keep us in the small chance for some rain. As far as today, 93, and then tomorrow, Thursday, low 80s. Heaviest rain tomorrow, and then going into Thursday, that's when the flood watch is in effect. And then we won't make it back up to normal readings until sometime later on in the weekend. So Great rain, just hopefully there's not going to be flooding. It's going to be a wet commute tomorrow. What about this morning, RJ? What's going on with traffic?
All right, things looking pretty good for the most part. Of course, we are just dealing with some ongoing construction northeast side of town, but it looks like things are starting to hopefully clear out just a little bit for our drivers coming in southbound as we take a look right there, I-35 at Olympia Parkway. This isn't the greatest shot right now, but it further down the road, especially as you get closer to Weidner Road and also Thousand Oaks, it looks like traffic is moving a little bit better in that area, so just kind of be patient if you're headed on 35 south anywhere on the northeast side of town. Right now, let's go ahead and check in with photojournalist Alex Gomez. He has been hitting the roads for us, and he's been basically on the southwest side, northeast side. So Alex, give us an update of where you're at right now.
Yeah, and aside from the northeast side where all that construction is at, the rest of the city's looking pretty good. I went to go check out a reported slowdown on the west side near 410 and Culebra, but you know what? It cleared. So 410 is back in action. The west side's still looking good, RJ.
All right, Alex, speaking of the west side, I know that you're hanging out with our intern this morning, and he's with you in one of our streaming vehicles there. So have you been telling him about any good panaderias or taco spots out there, the west side of town?
You know, he's bringing up a good restaurant that he went to, Mamacita. So apparently there's an animatronic Davy Crockett inside. So I have to go check that out. But Mamacita's, I hear, has got some good food.
Okay.
Wow.
We all need to go check that out.
Yeah, it's like he's bringing the knowledge.
Yeah.
Thank you, RJ. 620, 77 degrees.
Well, just ahead, authorities in California have arrested several people involved in a suspected Lego theft ring. That's next in your GMA First Look.
The darkness of bipolar depression made me feel like I was losing interest in the things I love. Then I found a chance to let in the light.
Discover Capilita. Unlike some medicines that only treat bipolar 1, Capilita is proven to deliver significant symptom relief from both bipolar 1 and 2 depression. And in clinical trials, movement disorders and weight gain were not common.
Capilita can cause serious side effects. Call your doctor about sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts right away. Antidepressants may increase these risks in young adults. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Capilita is not approved for dementia-related psychosis. Report fever, confusion, or stiff muscles which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements which may be permanent. Common side effects include sleepiness, dizziness, nausea, and dry mouth. These aren't all the side effects.
In the darkness of bipolar 1 and 2 depression, Capilita can help you let in the light. Ask your doctor about Capilita. Find savings and support at capilita.com.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a Lego crime ring. Smash and grab thefts caught on camera.
He just knows exactly where to go and what to grab that's the easiest, the quickest, and the most valuable to us.
The California Highway Patrol organized retail crime task force arresting 4 suspects after recovering more than $200,000 in Lego merchandise stolen from various retailers across Southern California.
It was definitely a surprise to find that many Legos. I think it was over 3,000 Lego boxes, I think, that we found. These are sets that actually are worth at the retail store anywhere from $100 to thousands of dollars.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on how law enforcement across the country are fighting back against this Lego black market. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Check this out. A 5th grader from Bonham Academy and SAISD was selected to compete in the 2024 NBA Math Hoops Global Championship next week. Camila Ramirez and her family will have the opportunity to explore New York City as she competes in the competition during the NBA Draft Week. Throughout the year, she competed in local Spurs Math Hoops program, targeting students who have historically been underrepresented in STEM fields.
Well, congrats to Camila.
Congratulations.
Time now 6:25 and 77 degrees for now.
Let's check out Drive Cam with Alex Gomez right now, and he is running into a little bit more company out there on the roads right now. I'm not quite sure where he is going, but he's definitely headed into the morning sun, and we'll talk to him coming up on the other side of this commercial break. Good morning to you. We're starting this half hour just about a minute early, but we just want to get a jump on the day. Right now, morning clouds out there, a little bit cooler than yesterday, and rain is very much still in Mike's forecast.
Hi, good morning. We made it to Tuesday. It is June 18th.
Glad you are with us. Mike is here with more on whether we need the umbrella today and almost certainly tomorrow.
Keep it handy today. You know, we've had a couple of little sprinkles out there this morning. A lot of folks haven't seen anything. There's hardly anything showing up on radar, but, you know, just kind of have it handy because we'll have a few more out there. And then that way, when tomorrow rolls around, you don't go, where's my umbrella? So you just kind of know where it is. And I do that too. Kind of murky looking out there, looking off to the east. And as we check out radar right now, this is just the kind of the clutter, but a few of these little sprinkly showers that have been going on through the area. Not much. It's just all the moisture getting pumped on in here. There's no system really producing these things. It's just, like I said, the moisture getting pulled in from the Gulf of Mexico. Mid and upper 70s around the area. We still have obviously plenty of humidity to deal with. Mold is on the moderate side this morning. Updated count's going to come out in just a couple of hours. A couple of showers around today, just a few of them. Then it's tomorrow when we're going to start to see the heavy rain. We'll have it looks like a wet commute tomorrow morning, but the real heavy stuff won't start to work its way in here until about midday and then through the afternoon into tomorrow night and then into Thursday. Flooding is a possibility with the amount of rain, especially further south you are, the greater the threat. That's where the majority of the rain is going to be over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours, actually 24 to 48 hours. And that's when the flood watch is in effect for tomorrow in through Thursday. We may still have a couple of showers left over in behind that. Temperatures today are going to be close to normal readings. Then we're going to be well below normal. I mean, we haven't said that in a long time. Well below normal the next couple of days. What about the weekend? All those details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ, anything big going on?
Mike, right now, nothing too major to let you know about. We're seeing, obviously, a lot more people on the roads right now. So let's go ahead and run through a couple of things that we're seeing at the moment as we take a quick look at some of our TransGuide cameras there. I-10 West 1604, I-10 at UTSA Boulevard on the northwest side of town. Traffic moving pretty good there. 281 Loop 410, same situation there as well. We do have a stalled vehicle that was reported on 37 southbound. This is going to be right there at South New Braunfels. This is going to be right in between Fair Avenue and Hot Wells Boulevard. So not causing too many delays for our drivers on the southeast side of town, but something that we will continue to monitor as we make our way through here. Take you back to the north side of town because we also have a stalled vehicle being reported 1604 east at Northwest Military Highway, and it looks like traffic is still moving through that part of 1604. Let's go ahead and check back in with Alex Gomez right now. He has been on the roads for us on your Tuesday morning commute. How are things looking, Alex?
Well, it's not so bad right here on the west side. This is going to be 90 eastbound right at 151. Check out all the space I have to drive with. So the last time that you saw the shot, I think I was near 90 and 1604. There's a little bit of a bottleneck right there. But once you get inside 410, as you can see, it opens up pretty nicely, RJ.
All right, so let's come back out here real quick to our TransGuide traffic cameras, showing you some other parts of town right now. 37 Hackberry, traffic moving pretty well in both directions there. Also, see if we could get one more shot here. Again, that was the I-10 West 1604 situation, so not seeing a lot of construction in that part of town. Good news there for our drivers on the northwest side around UTSA Boulevard. Stephanie, Mark, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. This morning, the city of San Antonio is set to announce the launch of a program that could get gun-safe boxes into the hands of gun owners for absolutely free.
This is all part of National Gun Violence Awareness Month and continued efforts in the community to reduce the chance of guns getting into the hands of teens. Our Patty Santos tells us how new gun-safe boxes will be handed out later today. Good morning, Patty.
Hey there, good morning. We have a picture of the boxes right here. This is courtesy of San Antonio Police. The city calls this an investment to have guns put away safely. Everyone in Texas has guns, and very important, they say they don't want to take anyone's guns away, but the education here is lacking.
If you've just had that gun sitting because you inherited it from somebody, or like I said, you were really into the gun range a few years ago, but it's sitting at home and you just might want to get it into it one day, this is for you. This is for you to kind of keep that safe.
Time and time again, KSAT has reported the warning from law enforcement leaders about criminals breaking into vehicles to steal weapons that have been left unsecure in those cars. There's a lot of social media trends involving young people making those guns very desirable. The city is investing about $100,000, taxpayer dollars, by the way, to give away these small, safe boxes. It goes hand in hand with a buyback program that was put together last year. Councilwoman Phyllis Villagran says these are basic safety boxes, and there are others that are more high tech. If you already have a gun safe box and you can afford one, this program is not for you.
If you've just had that gun sitting because you inherited it from somebody, or like I said, you were really into the gun range a few years ago, but it's sitting at home and you just might want to get it into it one day, this is for you. This is for you to kind of keep that safe.
One of these boxes for free will be released later this morning during a news conference. The giveaway is Saturday in District 3, but there is a sign up for them because, as you can imagine, there is a limited number of them. Now, Councilwoman Phyllis Villagran also warns those who have those pro-gun stickers on their vehicles or signs outside their homes that they could also become target for thieves who know there are probably guns inside. Stephanie?
Well, this morning, people have a lot of questions as we learn more about the former CEO of a mental health facility for children and adults accused of repeatedly sexually assaulting a child. Jacob Cuellar used to work with Laurel Ridge. Now, streaming right now on all of our platforms, our Katrina Weber takes a deeper dive into Cuellar's background and the legal trouble he was in as far back as 1998. You can watch it right now on KSAT Plus.
A judge has denied a request to lower the bond amount for a suspect in a local murder case that grabbed national attention. Ramon Preciado is one of the suspects charged in the murders of pregnant 18-year-old Savannah Soto and her boyfriend Matthew Guerra. Arrest paperwork states he and his wife Mirta Romanos allegedly helped hide the bodies of the two victims after Preciado's son Christopher allegedly killed them last December. Preciado is charged with abuse of a corpse and concealing a corpse.
Well, in case you missed it, last night's KSAT investigates a couple feuding over how to divide up assets during a divorce is making headlines. Divorce disputes are not out of the ordinary. However, San Antonio police say Juan Hernandez Barrios crossed the line into harassment during a phone call recorded by his then wife last year.
I want your soul. I want your kids. I want your soul. I want everything of you.
Now, right now on our website, KSAT Investigates looks at what happened when this case went to trial and why the district attorney's office is now taking a closer look at it.
Happening today, SAISD is holding a job fair this morning to fill a number of positions. SAISD is looking to hire custodians, food workers, HVAC technicians, drivers, and plumbers. The district says there will be in-person interviews and on-site hiring. Job fair runs from 9 to noon. Don't forget your resume, and best of luck to you.
Well, Juneteenth is coming up tomorrow, and there is something to be going on. Some city closures we want to let you know about. So most city offices will be closed, Metro Health clinics and offices, animal care center, adoption centers, and all library locations will also be closed. Public safety and emergency services will remain in operation. So you can see a full list of closures in the city right now over on our website, KSAT.com. Just look for this article.
Looking ahead to tomorrow night, KSAT and AARP Texas are hosting a special conversation about Social Security. It's a hot topic as with our population ages here in Texas and across the nation. Maybe you haven't thought about how it affects you now, but chances are you will need it once you retire. So if Congress does nothing to sustain Social Security finances, you may lose some benefits. Our Stephanie Jimenez is hosting it tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. On KSAT 12, our YouTube channel, our website, and KSAT Plus.
Check it out. Exciting news for Power Rangers fans. You can visit the Morph-In-Ominal Expo for free when it returns this August. So a lot of celebrities will be there, and the expo includes free panels and activities. However, a ticket is required to enter the guest room to access autographs and photos with the actors. We have all of that information on our website, KSAT.com.
Have you taken Mike around town? In case you forgot, he's the official mascot of KSAT 12. We want you to head over to KSAT.com. Print out a picture of Mike, color him, and then take pictures of him with you around town. Then you're going to want to upload your pictures to KSAT Connect, and we'll share some of those pictures on air right here on GMSA and our other newscasts. He's a very popular guy.
Yeah, he is, and he's getting around town as well.
We love our Mike too, Mike. Thank you. You're welcome. 639, 77 degrees.
Well, still ahead, our Medina Lake continues to dry up, why realtors say it's having a huge impact on those who live there.
Outside with live cam. Yes, you should keep track of your umbrella going into midweek as we take a look at some morning clouds out there and about 77 degrees.
I have mine dusted off and ready to go.
Keep it handy. Had a couple of sprinkles this morning. I mean, just some damp spots on the roads. Tomorrow's probably going to be a damp or more of a wet commute, but then throughout the afternoon and then on Thursday morning, we're looking at some of the heavier rain. So, all right, this is one of those pictures just because.
Aww.
You know, we've seen squirrels splooting.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a vertical sploot. Upside down, right, in a pike position.
That squirrel is the Tom Cruise of squirrels at the beginning of Mission Impossible.
All right, you win the prize. Anyway, thank you very much for that picture, Yvonne. All right, we've got a lot of just clouds hanging around here. Not as murky looking as it was just about a half an hour ago. And as far as some of those little sprinkly showers, may have a few of them, a few more here in town. This is just some clutter right there, and then a couple of those out in portions of the hill country. This is pretty much the extent of what we're going to be seeing throughout the day. Computer models, just a few of these little light sprinkly showers. It's all the moisture getting pumped on in here from the Gulf of Mexico. Perhaps an okay downpour at times, especially well off to the east. And then we'll go into tomorrow morning, and that's when we're going to start to see, like I said, a wet commute tomorrow. Then as the morning rolls on into early afternoon, we start to see more of those more substantial downpours that are going to be working their way on through here. Also take note where the majority of the rain is, further on down to the south. And this is going to be tomorrow night and then even into Thursday, with, again, some potentially very heavy downpours around here. As far as who sees how much rain, this has been changed a little bit from yesterday. Remember, yesterday it was all along the coast right here, lesser amounts off to the northwest. Now it's pretty well stacked north to south. Horizontally with about 3 inches here in town, then you go down 4 or 5 inches. Now, even though you're going to have lesser amounts up to the north, you could still see a decent amount of rain. Not maybe quite as much as what it looked like yesterday as well, but it will come down very hard and heavy at times, hence the reason why we do have the flood watch that has been issued, goes into effect tomorrow through Thursday midday. Now, let's take a look ahead as far as next week. So we still have temperatures that want to lean toward the above normal side, normals being now low to mid 90s, but still some rain chances, or at least the chance for somewhat above normal precipitation. Going into even the first couple of days of July, still leaning toward the warm side of things, but still some rain chances. So the high is off here to the east of us. This is what is keeping the kind of the Gulf open and throwing this wave in here. Now the low actually is going to be staying further to the south of us, but we're in a position with that counterclockwise rotation that it's throwing that rain in here. So that's why we do have the rain chances. And then that looks like it's going to be sort of the overall setup even going into the long range, which is why those slightly above normal rain chances. All right, today 93 for a high temperature. Then tomorrow with the heavy rain moving in about midday overnight into Thursday with that flood watch that goes into effect, we're going to have temperatures staying in the low to mid 80s. On average, about 10 degrees below normal. We stay in the upper 80s on Friday, maybe a stray shower Saturday, back up into the low 90s. But the nice thing is, no triple digits on this map. All right, everybody can use a lot of rain. One place being, of course, Medina Lake. Historic lows for the man-made reservoir. It's almost completely dried up. Water data, for Texas reported last night that Medina Lake was only 2.4% full. Our Avery Everett traveled out there, spoke with realtors who say water levels, of course, are having an impact on the real estate market.
It's starting to become a common sight out near Medina Lake, a dock in completely dry land. And there are dozens of others out here just like it. You have to remember, Medina Lake is only just more than 2% full, and it's starting to completely shift property values and the real estate market out here. Realtors I spoke with say that this is a buyer's market because sellers are waiting until the water levels come back to really put some of these properties out for sale. We already have a full story listing out other concerns when it comes to the drought and low water levels out here on Medina Lake on KSAT.com.
You think about 22 years ago when it was about to spill over the dam. Remember that?
I do remember that.
So
I was in Sky 12 over it as some of that was happening. RJ's been waiting patiently to get us all updated, and here he is with that.
Yeah, guys, if you are headed out right now, maybe to the lake or anywhere around town, things are looking pretty good for the most part as we take a quick look at our TransGuide traffic cameras. 90, 35 traffic moving along pretty smooth both directions there. 35 in New Braunfels Avenue, same situation there as well. The only thing that we're seeing in terms of any stalls or delays or any sort of incidents will be on the north side of town. As we take a look here, we have a stalled vehicle being reported 1604 eastbound at Northwest Military Highway, but again, it looks like we are still seeing some traffic move through that area there. A lot of ongoing construction obviously taking place in that part of town. Let's take a look at inbound traffic times, and again, biggest delay that we're seeing right now is going to be from the New Braunfels area, but it's not as bad as we saw about 30-45 minutes or so ago, where we saw up to close to an hour there for inbound traffic times. Everything else is looking pretty good. Even Castroville coming in 23 minutes if you're headed in from that part of the area. Speaking of the west side of town, that's the last time we checked in with Alex Gomez. So let's go ahead and see what he is up to right now as he is out there with our drive cam. Alex, how are things looking?
They're looking pretty good, RJ. Like you said, I drove from the west side all the way to the east side, had no issues. Right now, I left 410 north at the I-10 interchange, and you know what, that's a little bit congested, but that's not out of the ordinary. Once you get past that and you go to 35 south from Bamsey, it starts to open up again. So not too many problems this morning for this morning's commute, RJ.
All right, thank you very much, Alex. Yeah, he's been all over town. Earlier, he was at a crash over the southwest side, made it to the northeast side, and then all over the parts of San Antonio that you need to know about. So we will continue to check in with Alex one more time in just a little bit, but for now, we're going to go ahead and go to break. We'll be right back.
Good morning. It's great to be with you. Coming up here on a Tuesday, the latest on that heat. It has become dangerous for so many because of how long it's going to last and how early in the season it is. Some of the hottest weather in 30 years for parts of the Great Lakes and Northeast. I'll be tracking that. Also, the Boeing CEO set to be grilled on Capitol Hill. Now, a new whistleblower also coming forward. And Robin will take us all on a big adventure live from Portugal, one of the world's most beautiful beaches there, and then taking us inside an unbelievable sea cave. Plus, Taraji P. Henson will be joining us right here in Times Square.
How excited are you about this team?
I really do believe we're going to win the American League West.
Absolutely huge fight to come to San Antonio. Mexico's own Julio Cesar Chavez, Purnell, Sweet Pea Whitaker.
Look, we came to the Everglades and made a friend. This is Larry.
But I was a very giving quarterback. I like to give the ball and spread it around to a lot of receivers and a lot of defensive backs, apparently.
David Sears. You have to admire a guy who's named after a department store.
Edition of Instant Replay. It is the way it was meant to be on this New Year's Eve.
Oh my gosh, Sean Elliott with the jokes. Looking ahead to this Sunday in Instant Replay, we're saying goodbye to KSAT 12's David Sears, calling it a career in 2 weeks. Oh. We'll look back at his time here at KSAT that has spanned 4 decades. Don't miss Sears signing off this Sunday on Instant Replay starting at 11 p.m. Look at that impressive speed.
I know,
right?
I'm going to bring this up to David. He always tells me, oh, I don't run. We have proof that you do.
It was pretty good. Yeah. Now, I don't know if we have the video of him getting up off the turf after running the sprint.
We'll just ask him about that one. Time now 6:54. Let's check back with RJ.
Yeah, guys, David showing off some wheels there for sure, and he has done a tremendous job building out our sports brand here at KSAT 12 Sports. So glad to see him be part of one more instant replay as we take a look at our TransGuide traffic cameras. Seen some streaming issues out there. I-10 Woodlawn still have all that bridge work that's taking part there in the upper levels of I-10 if you head out to the downtown area. I want to let you know about just a couple of things that we're seeing on the roads right now. Real quick, if we could show you our citywide map, and here we go. 37, we still have that incident there South New Braunfels, and now we're seeing 35 northbound at Binns Engelman, seeing a little bit of a delays there because of a stalled vehicle there. Let's check back in one more time with photojournalist Alex Gomez out in the roads, and he had some beautiful shot there of our skies across San Antonio. Alex, how are things looking?
They're looking good downtown. This is 35 South near Cesar Chavez. Right now, the commute is great. It's been worry-free so far, but enjoy it for today, because when that rain comes in tomorrow, RJ, you know what? These drive times are going to be a lot different, RJ.
Yes, we will definitely be planning for that and looking ahead to that, Mike.
And speaking of rain, a couple of little sprinkly showers out there, not anything of really any consequence, and we'll still keep a few of those around throughout the day. 77 degrees here in town right now, and then we're going to make it up into the just low 90s later on today, a lot more in the way of clouds, one or two of those showers. And then, yeah, like Alex was mentioning, now the really heavy stuff is going to move in about midday tomorrow, but we're still looking at a damp commute tomorrow, and especially Thursday morning on top of that.
We'll be ready for it then. Yeah. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining us today.
Have a great day. Good Morning America is coming up next right here on KSAT 12.